red commons. So going to the cheap stuff here. Starting with Skittering Kitten. So this is a 1-mana 1/1. It's a spider. It's got haste, and it says discard a card, sacrifice this creature, draw a card. So this is through and through a Mayhem enabler. And like a fine one. We've had versions of this before. I think the last version of this we saw had menace instead of haste, and like it's you kind of want to think about this as like 1 mana, get in a little bit of damage, and get a little bit of a mana advantage if you can discard something with Mayhem with a cheap Mayhem cost. Yeah, that basically the more all in your deck is on the Mayhem thing, the more you're gonna want this kind of card. If it's just like a lightish theme, you're probably not gonna want it as much.
Totally agree. I will not add anything else to that. C- for me, C from you.
Okay, sounds good. That's gonna bring us to Shock. Shock's in the set. Just a single red mana instant. Shock deals 2 damage to any target. Read on this if this is gonna be a good Shock set or not.
I think so. Like, even though there's not a ton of 1-drops, there's quite a good number of 2-drops that have 2 toughness, and even a few 3-drops as well. So if you can like ever trade up on mana for this, especially if you're like on the draw, 2-drop and you Shock, untap, play your 2-drop, it's a pretty big swing. So I like Shock. We both gave Shock a C+.
Yeah, also kind of funny. It's also on the special guest list for some reason. So, you might open an extremely mythic Shock. Next up is Galvanized Workforce, which is 1 in a red for a 2/2. It's got Trample. It says whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Also has a 6 mana ability, put 2+1/+1 counters on this creature. Activate that only as a sorcery, and this is Angry Rabble in paper.
This is, so we talked about the red-green deck being mostly green. This is a red card for it. Trample on a 2-drop, there's also a green Trample 2-drop. Like, having 2 common 2-drops with Trample, I think means something.
Yeah, it means like you can consistently have a sort of like green-red stompy, cast my tricks on my trample creature kind of deck.
Yeah, exactly. And then this helps you, like there's a mana sink here, there's an extra ping, so in my archetype of green-red, I included this in the bottom section because normally these cards are kind of meh, but this one might be more played than I expect.
Yeah, I think so too. I got 3. This is actually like a pretty solid 2-drop. So what do we give it?
Yeah, you give it a C. I was a little lower on a C-.
We've got Full Throttle Fanatic up next. This is 2 mana, 1 in a red for a 3/1. And has the ability 1 tap, target creature gains haste until end of turn. Paying 1 mana for that is just like such a deal breaker, right? Because like tap gives something haste, okay, that's fine. But paying a mana to give something haste is so brutal.
Yeah, like why didn't you just cast it on curve then?
Right, it's essentially like that's essentially what it is, right? It's like, well, like you didn't really get an advantage here, right? Because you could have just cast it before. The advantage is like, okay, top decks, your top decks are a little bit better, basically. This is Taxi Driver in paper for what it's worth. Yeah, not one we liked very much. What do we give it?
D+ from both of us.
We've got Romantic Rendezvous up next, and this is 1 in a red for a sorcery. Discard a card, then draw 2 cards. So this is, as we talked about in the archetype section, could be card advantage if you discard a Mayhem card.
Or if it's your last card, right?
Oh,
it's not additional.
That's a good point. Yes, this doesn't say you have to. It's not as an additional cost.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can cast this empty-handed, which is a nice upside. Yeah, really good for Mayhem. C- for me, C from you.
Yep. We've got Wardens of Silverweb Summit up next. This is 2 in a red for a 2/3 legend spider at common. Has reach, and when it becomes tapped, you can discard a card. If you do, draw a card, and this is Spider-Gwen, free spirit in paper. I mentioned in one of the previous color sections that, like, it's not like they're even giving us that much more that we'd see on a typical non-legendary common. This is, like, a not good common. It's just, like, in a normal set, like, I'd be like, oh, this isn't good, and, legendary is even a bigger downside. I mean, it's not the worst card in the world, but this is not exciting at all.
Yeah, this card sucks.
Yeah.
I give it a D, give it a D+.
Yeah, Mark, in many fewer words than I said, this card sucks. Deathflame Burst is up next. This is 2 in a red for a sorcery. Mayhem for 2 mana. It deals 4 damage to target creature, and this is Electro's Bolt in paper. So yeah, 2 mana deal 4, if you're doing the thing, and even if you're not, 3 mana deal 4 is not that bad. I know we just saw 3 mana deal 4 Bombard with as an instant, and that's that one was whatever in its set, but Mayhem I think makes up for that, just sometimes being cheap and sometimes being card advantage.
So, are you willing to play this in red green?
No, I mean, I guess I would want to Mayhem it at some point. Like, I would, basically, I would want to expect to in some of my games, but not need to, is the way I'd look at it.
Yeah, I think I'd be disappointed if I had to play one
Right.
in red green.
Yes.
This is a pretty meh removal spell without the Mayhem.
Yes, I agree.
We both gave it a C.
Yep. Next up is Sadistic String Puller, which is 3 and a red for a 4/3. And pretty simple. It's got Mayhem for 1 and a red. Oh, sorry, also a Spider. And this is Spider Islanders in paper. So the thing you're getting on this, if you Mayhem it, is it's very cheap. Or fairly cheap anyways.
Right, but you're... So it's not like you could cast it turn 2 unless you have the 1-drop we just saw.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time, like, the discount's double spelling earlier, so you need to... Like, if you cast this with the discard a card, draw 2, you've just turned it into kind of like a 4/3 draw card-ish.
Which is good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. I just, like, doing the whole thing, it's not like you're really popping.
No. Like, you're, like, just above the happiness bar when you get to do the thing of, like, yeah, that felt good enough to, like, go through the jump, or jump through the hoop, do the work. But, yeah.
I could see this entering, like, the C- range for red-black, but we both gave it a D+.
Yeah. We've got Kefon, Rage Incubator, up next. This is 4 in a black, or sorry, 4 in a red for a 5/4 menace. It's a legendary villain. Also has the ability to discard it and pay 2 mana. Until in a turn, target creature you control gets +3/+1 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types. And this is Degron, the Dinosaur Man. So 5 mana, 5/4 menace, Discard it for like whatever combat trick, also I guess it triggers your cards that care about discarding, which there are a few of.
It's such, like, this is such a like 2010 card.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, oh, you get 2 really mopey modes.
Yeah, I think it's fake model. Like, I'm not happy with either side. I don't think that makes this card good. I am on a D+. You gave it a C-.
Yeah, I think I'd even bump it down. I think for some reason when I graded it, I thought this gave trample with its ability, or like a keyword, and no, it doesn't. Okay, so that is going to bring us back to the cheap cards as we go to uncommons here. And first one up is Fire-Brained Scheme, which is a single red mana for a sorcery. Choose one, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of those. You until the end of your next turn, you can play that card. Or 1 or 2 target creatures each gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. So weird card. Let's talk about the exile 2 cards. You can play one of them. So it's not card advantage. It's card selection. And, if you kind of want to look at it like a red sleight of hand, right? Like, look at the top 2, take 1. You got to play it that turn, or in the turn cycle, I should say. I don't know. What do you make of that cantrip? Because that doesn't sound too bad to me, but I wonder if I'm underrating the awkwardness of it.
Okay, are you ever willing to play this on turn 1?
No, I don't think. Unless you're like... Unless my hand, like, I kept a 1-lander because it's, like, extremely high upside and I'm just hoping to hit a land in the top 3. That's when I would do it.
So if you have a normal hand, you can also hit, like, a 2-drop or a land.
Sure. But, like, if you don't have the 2-drop, then... I mean, yeah, you hit a land. So maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I am more willing than I thought to.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Like, this card's kind of interesting because I'm not sure if I'm tricking myself, like...
It's weird, though, because the modes aren't like, oh, this one's good early and this one's good late. It's like, the eggs at the top 2, like, that's good late. Sometimes good early-ish. The combat trick mode is hard to say when it's going to be good. So it's more like, a cantrip, a weird cantrip with a mode that you just like might happen to want to use sometimes. Is how I'm seeing this.
Yeah, like with the common with the creature and pump spell, like the split on that is maybe like 60-40 one way or another. This has got
Yeah,
to be 95-5, something like that.
yeah,
Maybe not that high, but you know what I mean. Like it's a lot. You're a lot more interested in the top two cards than the other side.
yeah. So with that in mind, what do we give it?
We both gave it a coward's C minus. Might
Yeah,
be good.
yeah. I think if I had to bet, I would say this is not going to end up being good, but I could see myself coming up on that. This is Heroes Hangout in paper, by the way. Cam Inferic is up next. This is 1 in a red for a 1/2 legendary villain. Has flying and haste, and whenever you discard a card, Cam Inferic get +2/+0 until end of turn. And this is Hobgoblin Mantled Marauder in paper. Very explosive. Like, this thing could be responsible for a lot of damage. But it's also a 2 mana 1 power creature without anything else going on, so it's got a floor.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in this. Like, I think it's going to be hard to trigger it more than once. It kind of reminds me of the Slick Shot or whatever from OTJ,
Yeah.
where people thought it was going to be really good, and then like just being a 1/2 too often, it's not a relevant card. I gave it a D plus. You were 2 grades higher at a C.
Yeah, I think, like, it's interesting. You said you're probably only going to trigger it once. I kind of imagine you trigger it, like, 2 or 3 times, like, if you played on turn 2 over the course of the game.
I meant like in a single turn
Oh,
cycle.
I see. Yeah, it's not, like, unless you've got the combo with that 4-drop black creature, it's kind of hard to dump your hand. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, let's just say you do trigger this, like, twice, right? Or not in the same turn, but just, like, over the course of the game. So it attacks for 7. If you include, like, turn 1 or, turn 2, the turn it comes down, and then, like, you some points further in the game, you discard 2 cards. Your 2-drops dealt 7 damage. Are you happy about that for your 2-drop?
Yeah, there's. I can make a case for a Slick Shot Lockpicker or whatever. No, that's the flashback one. Whatever it was called. Show Off. I don't remember, but
Yeah,
whatever that
yeah.
card was, some pretty impressive cases for that too. I could totally. I'm not standing behind my grades super confidently here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a believer.
I think this card is going to be better than that card was. But, yeah, no, I respect its lore.
Okay.
We've got Restless Razorkin up next, which is 2 in a red for a 3/3 trample. It's a villain. And whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, you may exile the top card of your library. If you do, you can play that card until you exile another card with this creature. And the paper version is Superior Foes of Spider-Man. So, quick rules check in here. Is this the version where if this leaves, you can still cast that card? Or does this have to stay on the battlefield for you to be able to cast that? Do you know?
I think you should be able to still cast it.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, because it says if you do, you can play it until you exile another card with this. So, yeah, we'll wait for a second to chat confirmation. But in any case, I like this card. Like, this is another trampoline card for the green-red Stompy deck. Probably, it's not hard to imagine this drawing a card.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think this is pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, it's well statted. You went into the B range for this. You gave it a B minus. I was just a little bit lower at a C.
Yeah, I just kind of like that it's, like, good in the early stages of the game. As in, like, it's, you care about 33 trample, will likely draw you a card. I don't know. Yeah, I like my B. Or B range grade. Wisecrack up next. This is 2 in a red for an instant. Target creature deals damage equal to its power to itself. If that creature is attacking, Wisecrack deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. So okay, like, we just saw this card or a variant of this card in the last set, and it was pretty solid. 2 damage getting tacked on sometimes ain't nothing.
Yeah, that was cut propulsions, which had a little better against flyers, but didn't have the attack trigger. I think it washes out to, and we both gave it a C.
Yep. Sorry, say it again. Both gave it a
C plus.
C plus. Yeah. Next up is the Infernus, which is 2 and a red for a 0/0 villain, a legendary villain. And it says, when it enters, search your library for a basic mountain, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. The Infernus gets +1/+1 for each mountain you control. When the Infernus leaves the battlefield, sacrifice a land. So this one is very much asking you to play with mountains. Because I think if you're, like, if you go, I don't know, say you're red-green, right? You go this with one mountain in play on turn 3. You've played a 3 mana 2/2. That does ramp you for as long as it's staying on the battlefield. So maybe that's not so bad. I don't know. What do you think about that situation? Actually, let's just talk about that. Like, if this is 3 mana 2/2 ramp you for as long as it's on the battlefield, are you happy with that?
Maybe. Like it could be. So if you play this off of like one of the surveil lands, notably, like that's a trigger. You do need a mountain in play to play this.
Oh yeah, that's true. You actually, like, it will be a 0/0. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, okay. Good to call out.
Yeah. So I think you probably want like, so with 9 mountains, like a 9/8 split, I think I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, and I guess that's the core of what I'm getting at. Like, do you have to do any deck building to make this card a card you're happy with? And I don't think so.
Yeah, I think like if once you get to 8 or less mountains, I don't think I like it that much. It kind of slightly reminds me of that Brothers War Power Stone 2-drop.
The menace creature?
Yeah, stone something that, yeah, because it gave you the Power Stone as long as it was in play, and then when it died, you had a Power Stone. And that card, I mean, a 2-drop's way better than a 3-drop, but that card was excellent.
Yeah, and there's also ways to, like, you can sacrifice the artifact token before the 2-drop leaves the battlefield, right?
Sure. But this thing also, like, if you're playing heavy red, this thing's really good.
Oh, yeah, I guess we should talk about that. Like, if this is a 3 mana 4/4 that ramps you, that's absurd, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, where do we put the stamp on this one? Because it is kind of tricky.
Yeah, the range on this card will be pretty wide, but we gave it a C+ from you and a C from me.
Yeah. Cool card. Lava-born Goblins is up next. This is 4 and a red for a 5/4 haste. It's a villain. Also has Mayhem for 3 mana, 2 and a red. And this is Raging Goblinoids in paper. So, yeah, if you can find a way to cast this on 3, which it's not too difficult to do that, like, that's really good. I guess maybe, sorry.
So on turn 3, you mean? On turn 3 or for 3 mana?
I meant on turn 3, and then I took it back because I said it's not that hard. It is actually kind of hard to do that on turn 3. But, like, for 3 mana, like, at some point. Will you be able to Mayhem it at some point? Yes, you will. But, like, mostly I think it's just, if you're doing this on turn 3, I think it's just the cat, right? Maybe an uncommon or 2 that lets you do that. Like, I don't think there's too many 0 mana discard outlets.
Like, the rare that forces you to discard and gives you a treasure does it, but that's turn 4.
Yeah.
Like, that's, yeah, so I can't think of another one immediately.
But let's just say it's a turn 4 play where you've got, like, the red, the Rakdos hybrid removal spell that has you discarding a card. Kill a thing, get in, like, that's good. I think even, like, 5 mana for this card's not the worst, right? Like, 5 mana, 5/4 haste.
That's true. It's not. There's spots that this could still be pretty scary. We both gave this a pretty reasonable grade. It's got a C+ from both of us. But yeah, this card, if you can always Mayhem it, it'll be.
Yep, I agree. Pretty good. Kazuo, Ruthless Rival, is 4 red for a 5/5. Legendary creature villain. When it's your turn, it has first strike. When it enters, it deals 2 damage to our creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. This is Shocker Unshakable on paper. So 5 mana 5/5 first strike in your turn is a villain. And I would say is likely to kill something.
Yeah, Gurmag Rakshasa is back.
Yeah, I guess that's a decent comparison.
But without this being a dragon set where everything's huge, it should be as good as we predicted the Rakshasa would.
Yep.
So we both gave this a B-.
Yep, this one's pretty solid. And that's red. Mark, I gotta say, it's been funny watching your progression through this video, this set review, because you're slowly getting darker and darker and darker, just like fading
Yeah,
back into the darkness.
I wanted to wait for a pause to leave, but I will turn on a light.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No worries, no worries.